Okay, we are here today with Coach Paul Grant of the ETBU Tiger women's soccer team. Our first coaches show of the year. Coach Grant, we're going to try and do these every Monday for you, just to kind of talk about what's going on in the program the week before and the coming week. Had obviously the preseason game, the scrimmage was canceled Saturday. Coach Grant, so y'all are going into the season starting Wednesday at the University of Dallas with not really any scrimmages under your belt, to my knowledge. But if you can, we just talk about that a little bit. Just kind of talk about your overall preseason work and how it's gotten you prepared for the opener coming up.
Preseason's been fine. We were actually able to get in the scrimmage versus Long Morris, which went well. We replaced our scrimmage that we missed with the inter-squad scrimmage the next day, and actually that went well, better than expected. Preseason was a little shorter this year. We didn't have a lot of time to train, but the girls have done a great job. They've made the most of their opportunities.
What do you know about Dallas coming up this week? Obviously, you're going up there to play them on Wednesday, and then talk a little bit about that game, what you're expecting, and then obviously the season opener coming up here, or the home opener, coming up here Friday night here against Millsaps.
I think UD will be a good test for us. Last year was a very close game. They were young, just like we were, so I look for that to be a battle as well. Then Friday, Millsaps. Obviously, they're in the SAC, very, very tough conference, nationally known. It's always been a battle with them, and I'm also looking forward to the same thing on Friday.
This is your fourth season here at ETBU going into this, and I would venture to say that this has been a little bit different off-season for you based on the success that the team had last year. And there's a little bit different dynamic now for you guys going into this year in that, being picked sixth in the conference, that you're actually a favorite to make the conference tournament. Talk a little bit about, just if there's any pressure whatsoever, if you can have pressure in August, but to go ahead and make another playoff appearance with still a team that's very young, obviously no seniors on the team, and just kind of talk about the expectations in general.
Obviously, the expectations are to get back to the conference tournament. We are young, like you said, no seniors, only 3 juniors, and everybody else sophomore and freshman in a roster of 27. We've got a lot to look at. We kind of approach it as game to game, day to day, practice to practice. So ultimately, our goal is to get to the conference tournament, but we know that's a long way away, and we've got to get better at a lot of little things before we really even look to get to the tournament.
Sitting here today, as a coach, if you had to pick one thing that was probably the strength of this team going into the season, what would it be?
I think this year's team would be the way the girls are getting along. A lot of freshmen last year. Also, a lot of freshmen this year, but the way the girls are handling things, working at things, and then they're taking a lot of it on themselves to sort out and get done. I think that will help us out definitely in the near future.
How have you been encouraged with your newcomers coming in? You mentioned still a lot of freshmen on the roster. Do you feel or hope, obviously, that those are girls that's going to be able to contribute immediately?
We have, in this recruiting class, we picked 2 or 3 that should come in and make an impact right away. Those girls have held up to that. There have been some surprises in a good way. Our toughest task this year will be sorting everybody out and getting everybody on the field that probably deserves to play. This year is the first time since I've been with the program we've had 3 goalkeepers, which leaves us 24 field players. And at the end of the day, we're not bad 1 through 24.
So you feel that maybe depth is also a strength?
Depth was a great strength for us this year. Obviously, with things.
Was that a goal you went into in the offseason to just develop?
Yeah, it was. We always want to be better. Obviously, in our situation, playing on a Friday and Saturday at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, back to back, gets hot. And for us in this conference and the teams we face, depth is a big, a big thing you must have. And I think, to be honest, last year that was the reason we had some of the success that we had was because of the depth we were able to have.
Coach Grant, good luck this week, and we will talk to you again next week, hopefully with a couple of victories.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You bet.